So it is 2:33 a.m., February 12th. What I'm doing here is not initially part of the original segment that I had recorded yesterday. A friend of mine had come up to my establishment to say hello. And I was expressing to him how I was reluctant about putting this segment up tonight. And after having a conversation, I thought that maybe, yes, this segment needs to be uploaded. And what I seen today, in a way, was almost heartbreaking. Now, I, the best way to put this is for many of you, you know that I am a very spiritual man. I wouldn't say religious, but spiritual. And I do wear my heart on my sleeve, always. And I am very, very adamant about doing what is right and what is moral. And the segment that I recorded yesterday is about that. And I was very reluctant about uploading it. And I feel um, there's a lot of things today, and even what I observed and what I'll even state in the segment that you're going to see is today was more of a confirmation. And there is a lot of us out there, out here, that we are sheep among wolves. We always try to do what is right, what is moral, but regardless of those things, we still see the immorality of so many. And just being the you can't say sensitive. It's not about being sensitive. It's it's really about doing what's right. And it makes you wonder with people that make commitments and you see that they're not truly committed. It's heartbreaking, especially when you think highly of those that are around you. I don't know. It's hard. It truly is hard because all you want to do is see the best and hope for the best for these people, friends or family. And it really is heartbreaking. And earlier today, I saw a meme that expressed that sometimes the hardest things that you can do is to say goodbye. And by saying goodbye to just sometimes the people that are around you, family or friends, that it's sometimes the best thing for you, and just to let things go. Because trying to hold on to your faith in them, your love for them in every single way, they can just break your heart. And it's nothing that you're doing yourself. You're not doing anything wrong, but they just don't see things the way you do. And, hey, everyone has their desires, their needs, and their wants. So all we can do is let them go and let them live their lives. Let them make their choices. And, you know, if it doesn't agree with what you do, then it doesn't. Everyone makes choices, some good, some bad. Me personally, I'd rather be that sheep, you know, doing what's right, even though I'm putting myself out there to be devoured by all the wolves. I'd rather be the sacrificial lamb than do what's wrong. But anyway, so yeah, so I'm actually going to post, I'm going to put up this segment. This is just a add-on edit that I'm adding to the beginning of it. It's going to extend it because the original segment is about 30 minutes long. So this probably added another 5 or 10 minutes. So I do apologize. And I don't know. Like I said in the segment, actually, you'll see at the end. Maybe I'm just too old fashioned. I don't know. Enjoy the segment, you guys. So I woke up this morning feeling a little philosophical. Started contemplating my night at work last night. It was a very strange environment. Not in a negative way, but it felt as if it was more of like a dream rather than a reality. It didn't even feel like I was really there. I felt more like an observant rather than a participant. And it really had a very strange vibe to it. Not negatively, but strange. Um the position that I'm in this establishment is I'm up on a stage, roughly about 12 by 8, and I have like a 13 by 13 dance floor in front of right like in front of that. And beyond that are like all of our flat top tables and a row of high tops. And just beyond that is our bar. I'd say this place is no more than 2,500 square feet maximum. So I have my music going. And in this place, I don't know if it's just how the acoustics are set up or it's just a very strange feel to it sometimes because when I have my music at a particular level, and I don't keep it quiet. When you're out beyond those speakers, it's a it can be loud. It can sometimes drown out some of the conversation if you're closer to the dance floor and you have to speak up a little bit. But what makes it even strange is when I'm on stage is I can actually hear those conversations. I can hear the conversations going out on the floor. I can hear what they say about me. I can hear what they say about our staff, and of course the establishment too. They're positive reviews and of course they're negatives. But in passing, okay, you're not in my position, you're not actively trying to listen to these conversations. It is more in passing. And just the tone of some of these conversations that I heard last night was I almost got a sense of I don't know if it was worry or concern. And it just seemed like it was about everything that's going on around all of us every day, especially these last few years. I'm not blaming any political party, any presidents, but to me, it just seems like it's more of a societal issue more than it is a political issue. Um, Now, don't get me wrong. Myself, I admit I'm somewhat of a degenerate. I can be, but it just it just seems like that there is almost a spiritual battle going on for humanity. Not necessarily, that's the only way I could put it, really. It just seems like we'll just say this last decade, you see what has been going on with society. It has been moving away from its moral compass. Instead of, things happening and, okay, not conflicts, but we'll just say like disagreements happen. We'll say politically or spiritually, anything, even amongst your friends. It just seems like okay, it's over with. You know, we can agree to disagree. But it seems like now all it is hate. It's just hate and anger. And there is like, okay, if one thing happens, instead of it being, instead of it just happening and it's over with, and we move on to the next day, it just seems that things have progressively gotten more extreme. It's like instead of one thing being just bad, well, the next thing that happened, it's got to outdo the last. And it's been continuing. That's all that's been happening, it seems like, in the last 10 years. And to me, it's worrisome. It really is worrisome. I mean, because most of us, we're waking up, we're going to work, trying to earn a living, take care of our families, and we want to go out. We just want, a couple small distractions just to break up the monotony, find a little bit of joy, and try just to enjoy, some things, or so we can do our hobbies. When you're done, you just all you want to do is just turn on your TV, see what's going on, watch a little bit of news, watch a movie, watch a whatever competition show you're into, and that's it. We just want to live our lives. But it seems like now, every time that you're turning on that TV, it's one extreme to another. It's just progressively getting worse. And it's not just on what we're seeing on TV. I mean, you, look around us. Crime has increased like tenfold in the last 7 years. Criminals aren't being prosecuted. I mean, you have those of us that are pretty much, just regular normies that, like I said, just want to do our daily things. We don't want to be bothered, but it just seems like we can't escape. We can't. And it's unfortunate too because even look at even some of our friends. You're going to have some and I have some. We look at we can say that we look at ourselves as pretty common sense folks. But then we can say we have some of these friends that, or if they're even friends, are just acquaintances. It's as if they have, it's like there is no off switch or there is no happy medium. It's either when you do it or do something, it's to go way beyond what's necessary. and it's everything is taken to the extreme. And you look at it, it's hurting us. It is hurting us so bad because when you're involved with these folks, or even everywhere out, even outside of your your circles or your families, it's 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 scary almost because you don't know who to trust. You don't know, how far are things going to take. How far things are they going to take things. I mean, it's recently everyone's talking about the whole the Grammys. And I'll be honest with you, I didn't even know the Grammys were on last week. I used to watch them religiously. Didn't even know it. Had no clue. And then so find out about them. Now I hear this report that the ratings were literally 50% of what they were in the last from like the last couple years. So why? Okay, so why is that? I mean, you know, people are home, they're saving money, prices are up, so they should be home watching, TV or their other distractions like their streaming services or something. But then you go ahead and you look and you see that, Disney, they've lost over 2 million subscribers. Okay, and then you follow that rabbit hole down. You find out that all your major networks, news networks, their ratings have collapsed. Why? No one's out at, you go out to a mall or you go out to a restaurant, there's nobody out there. I mean, we see people, driving around every single day. Traffic is still the traffic. But what are these people doing? And that the only and I'm thinking about it, and just based on some of these conversations, that I've been hearing, just even like this last night and in previous weeks, it really does feel like people are waiting for something. And it just seems like they're waiting for change. And it almost feels like the way things are heading for all of us here, it just seems like it's going to be drastic. And I think we're all going to be unprepared for it. And I'm just hoping that with less people out, and yes, things are more expensive because of inflation, that, maybe folks are doing more things at home with family, spending more time with family. And with the way society has been, I would just say this last decade, with, I would just say their moral choices, that maybe people are starting to wake up to this and realizing that they have to make some changes at home, which in my case, I really hope so. I really hope that's the fact because I'm sorry. You look around you every day, what we're even seeing on as entertainment on TV or streaming, it's ridiculous. It's to me, we've truly lost our moral compass. It's gone. It's gone. It's all about shot content. You know, I remember being young and they talked about when they were talking about you know, heavy metal being the devil's music, and it's just all about Satan worship, and it was funny because I was a huge metalhead when I was a kid. Huge metalhead. Still kind of am. And, you know, it wasn't based on, the accusations were not based on the actual content of the music. It was based on the rhythm and what the people look like, what the artists look like. It had nothing to do with the music itself. It's because they look like degenerates. It's really what it was. And that, and our back then, our wonderful hero D. Snyder sitting down to Congress, talking to them, explaining to them what music was, what freedom of speech was, and how it's an expression of art, just like you want to say even today's music is. Okay, but when you're looking at the progression of entertainment from when I was a kid, okay, we're talking about 80s and 90s to today, and my generation understands the whole aspect of shock content. No, there is no such thing as bad press. No such thing as bad press. So if shock value gets you sales, that's what you do. Okay, that's what you do. After going through your heavy metal, we had Marilyn Manson going into it. Oh, another one. He's a Satan worshiper, played D&D. He was, another one that was just far off. And then one of our current pop icons, Lady Gaga, was looked at as like a freaking weirdo because she wore a meat dress. It was all shock content. It worked. But if you look at what was considered shock content, we'll say the last 50 years and what it is today, it is night and day. It is 100% night and day. And and I think unfortunately we're in a position now where it either stops or it continues and it just gets more and more extreme. It becomes more normal. And what's sad is you have to admit kids kids are sponges, and it comes down to parenting. Parenting allows, those kids to see a lot of this stuff. They might look at it as, oh, it's okay, it's harmless entertainment. In a way, yes, it is. But to me, today's younger generations don't know how to think for themselves. They don't know how to, differentiate what's entertainment, what's real. Yeah, it just seems like that the way that these kids were brought up, I'm just going to say it, groomed. They were taught what to think and not how to think. And I feel bad that it's my generation and the, next one, the millennials. Okay. It's our fault. These are our kids. You've basically let technology, you let the government, you let the TV, you let social media educate your kids. So it's all of our fault. And you guys got to realize something. All of this information that they're like, you know, spouting and supporting, okay, they're going to be in charge in 20 years. Think about that. These kids that you hate and you call dumb, the ones that you raised, those are the kids that are going to be running us in the next seven. They're going to be taking care of us when we're on our deathbeds. I don't know. So maybe change is coming, and it's all it's going to do. The boomers are dying out. All right, the my generation, Gen X, are the ones that are moving into, I guess you would say, political power now, along with the millennials. You guys got to think about stuff. We've left our kids out to be raised by their telephones. You know, when another thing I remember when I was a kid, I never understood the fascination with my generation and the Jerry Springer show. It was the Jerry Springer show, Ricky Lake, and it was when they had all of these, it was all drama. It was all interpersonal drama, baby mama drama, baby daddy drama, you know, people cheating on each other, left and right. And they were being paid to be dramatic, be paid to fight on TV, to embarrass themselves in front of millions of people. I couldn't stand it. And, for a long time, I would say that everything that we're seeing come from like the Gen Xers and and the millennials and us Gen Xers. It's a result. It's not just the Gen X generation. I consider us the Jerry Springer generation. I mean, we sit back at it, we see all this drama that doesn't involve us, we laugh at it. Well, why? Because it doesn't affect us. People don't realize, yes, it does. Yes, it does, because we allow it. It becomes normal. When people start seeing that it's normal over and over and over again, yeah, you get today. You get today. You get today's society. There's no repercussions. No repercussions for anything. Everyone just thinks they're going to get paid, regardless. It's people have forgotten how to say no. I said this several episodes ago. Everyone has forgotten how to say no and how no can actually help you in certain situations just by saying no, maybe once or twice. I mean, we're all hopefully grown. You're all adults. You know right from wrong. But it seems like today that's been thrown out the door or thrown out the window. I mean, what do you do? It just seems like there's so few of us left that actually do exercise common sense that it does almost blackpill you to what society has become. So I don't know. Maybe I'm one of them that maybe I'm one of them people too that I was listening to last night, and hearing, thinking that change is inevitable. Change is coming. But what's it going to be? How's it going to affect us? Maybe there is something else going on out there that we don't know. I don't know. So, all right. I'm kind of done being philosophical, if you really want to call it philosophical. Like I said, just some of the stuff I heard passively last night just made me think about where we are today as a society. And it should scare every single one of you. 'Cause it sure the hell bugs me. People got to learn how to say no again. Actually, not just that. Just be moral. Understand what right and wrong is. I don't know. I guess I'm just too old fashioned. Not many of us like that out there anymore. So anyway, kids, I'll let you go. It's Saturday. I was trying not to put out anything too heavy today, but oh well. Sorry about that. All right. So I will see you again soon. I love you guys. Take care of yourself and take care of those kids out there. Remember, teach them how to think, not what to think. And say your prayers, take your vitamins, be good little Hulksters, and I'll see you next time. Good night.